spotlight. As we told you just yesterday, the Cleveland Clinic and Case Western Reserve University will host the first 2020 presidential debate. Mark Naymik talked to both institutions about how they plan to get ready for a battleground debate in unprecedented times.
Cleveland successfully hosted the 2016 Republican National Convention, but it had years to prepare. Now, after the University of Notre Dame backed out over safety concerns related to the pandemic, these top institutions and the city have just 2 months to get ready. The clinic, which has been advising the Commission on Presidential Debates on safety protocols, made the offer. The hospital is confident it can host the event at its spacious health education campus.
But this partnership between Case Western Reserve University and Cleveland Clinic has done things like this before. I think you'll recall in 21 days we were able to start the health education campus with a 1,000-bed COVID hospital.
Case Western hosted a vice presidential debate on its campus in 2004 at a cost of more than $4 million, and it attracted 1,500 reporters. But this debate comes with challenges unimaginable 16 years ago, a pandemic and national protests.
The mood of the country at the end of September regarding the interest in protesting in a belligerent manner is an anxiety for all of us. And I don't know where the country's going to be at the end of September.
But the clinic and Case Western Reserve both say the opportunity to frame the presidential debate around health care and battling the pandemic is worth it. Of course, a big part of hosting the debate falls to the city of Cleveland, which will be responsible for managing a lot of the security. Now, we reached out to City Hall tonight. They didn't respond, but promised to say something soon. As for the clinic, they referred us to the Commission on Presidential Debates for questions about security and costs. Reporting from Cleveland, Mark Naymik, 3 News.